I'm starting off by priming my face with the Smashbox primer water. Primers do tend to break me out, but because this isn't like a traditional primer, I figured I would give it a shot. So once that sinks in, I'm going in with the Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation. This is one of their newest ones, and I'm dotting this on my face. As you can see, the color is really dark. This is in Classic Ivory, which is the shade that I have in all of my other Maybelline foundations, and they match me perfectly, so I don't know why this is so dark. I did return this one, and unfortunately I could not repurchase because of course Walgreens didn't have my color, but I really liked the way this foundation looked. I am breaking out on my chin and I like the way it covered them. You can still see them peeking through, but I still like the way it looked. It's just a little bit too dark for me. I liked that it didn't get oily or greasy throughout the day, so I will repurchase. This is the foundation application and I really like the way it looks. Moving on to eye primer, I'm using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer at Potion Eden and then just blending it out with my finger. So I filled in my eyebrows and now I'm setting the primer potion with the Maybelline Dream Wonder powder. This is going to help my eyeshadows blend easier and it's also going to prevent any patchiness. So once that's done, I'm going into the Naked 3 palette. I'm using the shade Limit, which is the lighter mauve. This is going to be my transition color. And I'm just buffing that into the crease and also right above. I'm using about 2 layers of this because I'm doing a smoky eye. I want to make sure my gradient shade is there and everything looks nice and looks smooth. So now I'm picking up the darker matte mauve shade, which is called Nooner, and I'm going in with the Sigma E25, which is a little bit more precise than the E40, and this is going right into the crease, and then I'm going in circular motions and blending it up. You want a really, really nice transition color when you're doing a smoky eye. So I'm just packing on that shade. I'm using about like 4 layers. I had a dream that I did like a mauvey black smoky eye, so this is why I wanted to do this video. I want that mauve to really like stand out right above the black. So I'm packing on that shade and blending out. You want to blend out as much as possible. So then once that's done, I'm going in with Blackheart and I'm just going to pack this on the lid. This is a brush from the Morphe Vegan set. I'm packing it and packing it on until I have a good amount of color. So I really do suggest using a small, thin shader brush for this step because you want to be very precise. You don't want shadow to go everywhere. You don't want to look like you have a black eye. So a small shader brush is the way to go. And then I'm taking a clean Sigma E25 and just buffing the black out because you don't want to go from a super black shade to a mauve shade. You need a nice gradient. So now I'm taking a tiny bit of Blackheart, just a little tiny bit, and putting it in the crease. So like I said before, so I can have a better gradient. So now I'm picking up Nooner and this is going in the crease and I'm blending everything upwards and I'm going in small circular motions. And because of all the blending, I am going to lose a little bit of color on the lid, so I'm just packing Blackheart on. And then I'm taking Buzz, which is the shimmery pink in the palette, and putting it on top of Blackheart just to add some more pink and some more shimmer. And then here I'm putting Blackheart on again. So I kind of want that pink and that shimmer to peek through Blackheart. I'm not sure it made a huge deal, but it made me feel a little bit better. So I packed it on and then of course blending and blending out. Here I'm doing small circular motions. I felt like that worked the best. So now I'm going to repeat all of those same steps on my other eyelid. Hopefully you guys can follow, but it's really simple. I'm packing on Blackheart, blending out using a clean blending brush, using Nooner, using Limit, and then of course doing the Buzz shade and then Blackheart. I mean, this is not necessary, but I just wanted to show you what I did. Okay, so now it's time for concealer, which is my favorite part. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer, one of my favorites, and I'm concealing my under eyes and then also, of course, cleaning up my eyeshadow edge. This is when my looks really all come together, so I'm not going to explain too much. You guys already know the deal, but yeah, just concealing those under eyes and then making that eyeshadow pop, making it look nice. And then once that's done, of course, you have to do one more blend. You just want to make sure everything looks nice and put together. And then once you're done blending, for my highlight shade, I'm using the color Strange, which is like a light kind of shimmery color. It's almost like a satin finish because it's not too shimmery. So I'm highlighting with that, and then I'm sorry I didn't give you a little clip, but I'm using the Lorac Pro Contour Kit, and I'm using the beige highlight and the yellow highlight to set my under eyes and then also to set my forehead and my chin. So now I'm taking Nooner on a small Eco Tools smudge brush, and I'm going to buff this pretty low across my lower lash line. I want the mauve to peek through after I apply the black. Does that make sense? I don't know if to be honest, I don't know if I made sense, but I'm gonna go in to Blackheart on this small angled brush by e.l.f. and I'm just doing a very thin line across my lower lash line. That way you can see the black and then you can see the mauve, and it will just all come together and look nice. So I hope that made sense. But now we're moving on to false lashes. If I'm doing a smoky eye, I need to use false lashes. So I'm using the Ardel Demi Wispies. I could not show you how I applied them because I was literally 1 inch away from my mirror. So now I'm just taking L'Oreal's Telescopic mascara and doing just 1 coat to my lower lashes. Okay, so now on to the face. I'm using L'Oreal's Pro Matte Powder, and I'm just going to lightly dust this across my whole face. I want my bronzer and my contour to go on a little bit more even, so that's why I do that. Now I'm taking the Lorac Pro Contour Palette and taking the light contour shade and contouring my cheeks and my temples. Guys, if you are fair and you need a good contour color, you need to get the Lorac Pro Contour Kit because that light contour shade is so pretty. It looks so natural. It doesn't look muddy, doesn't look dark. You guys have got to get it. I swear, I'm not lying to you. So to just bronze up my face and to add a little bit of a glow, I'm using the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light powder, and just I'm applying it to the same areas where I contoured. For blush, I'm mixing 2 from this Too Faced Love Flush palette. The first one is Justify My Love, and the second one was Your Love Is King. So I'm applying those to my cheeks, and it's so pretty. I love this palette so much. And then moving on to eyeliner, I totally forgot to line my waterline, so I'm taking this new liner from the drugstore from L'Oreal, and it was so black I freaked out for a second, but I do like this liner a lot. It did leak on me, but I'm still working on it. Once that's done, I'm taking the lightest highlight shade from the Carli Bybel palette and just highlighting my cheekbones and also down my nose and all of that good stuff. I'm using that e.l.f. fan brush, which I love. And then once I'm done highlighting my face, I'm taking Jordana's Tawny lip liner and lining my lips, and then I'm taking Kat Von D's Lovesick liquid lipstick, applying that to my lips, and because that was a little bit too pink, I put Blankety by MAC on top, and then that will finish this video. I hope everyone enjoyed this Smoky Naked 3 eyeshadow tutorial. If you guys want me to do any other tutorials, please let me know down below and I will definitely get to them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!